Hello, I'd like to welcome you to Albion Business School. We're a registered charity and are supporting young people in Africa to get a higher education. Our mission is to advance business education across the developing world, and we do this by empowering them and increasing social mobility and economic activity. We believe this is the only way to get people out of poverty throughout the world. The problem we have is that Sub-Saharan Africa, the population is growing very, very quickly, and 60% of those under the age of 25, that's 1.4 billion people. Very few actually get access to the quality of education that we have in the UK. And only 9% of them will actually get into university education. Lots of data and lots of statistics from the UN show that if people get into higher education, they provide economic growth, stability, and also ensure that the sustainability within that country is working. So we think that higher education is the only way forward to make sure that these people come out of poverty and have an existence. Our solution is to provide low-cost university education programs across Sub-Saharan Africa. The courses will be flexibly structured to allow students to still conduct their lives and work. We aim to maintain quality, and we're using a mix of UK staff, blended online learning, and local academic staff. The UK staff will be qualified university educators and will support those in the local community. The online material will be available to all those programs and allows our students to have learning whilst out of the classroom, and more importantly, to continue learning if situations in the country change. Our online student support and CRM management systems use the best practice in the UK education sector. All of this allows us to provide the quality that the students in the UK expect at a much reduced price that we can provide in Africa. As stated before, the population of Sub-Saharan Africa is growing, and for most young people, getting primary and secondary education is possible. However, the problem or the opportunity for us is to support those who are finishing secondary education and want to go on to university. And this number is growing, as you can see in the red bit on the graph. Education, especially higher education, is a proven mechanism to drive economic development. And that benefit also means that we drive employability, we drive mobility, we drive the benefits for subsequent generations, and that's the only way that we're going to fix the problems that some of these countries have, and that's the legacy we want to leave for Africa. This slide provides you some of the countries that we want to work in, and what you can see here, these are some of the poorest countries in the world with some of the lowest UN Human Development Indexes and some of the lowest IMF GDP rankings. Basically, these are the people in the greatest need. But you may say there are already universities in Africa. And if we look at the composition, we can see that local state-funded universities tend to be under-resourced. They tend to be of a lower quality, and therefore what we see is the graduate outcomes are lower than expected, and that doesn't drive the economic growth, it doesn't drive the career prospects of those students. In a number of countries we see that the universities from other countries such as the United States have got campuses, but these are normally quite expensive even though the qualities are good. And then we see a number of private universities, but these tend to be more based on religious or political organisations, and therefore the curriculum is being modified for their aims. In all of these cases, we tend to see that the vast majority of these students are male, and that's something else we want to change. So our product is a degree that's focused on entrepreneurship, sustainability, ethical business management, and international trade. We offer this because entrepreneurship helps develop the economy through new ventures or entrepreneurial students and graduates who can support business growth. Sustainability, by creating businesses which are working within the environment and have the principles of sustainability and circular economy, we are generating graduates who can change the way that some businesses are operating and work with what's available. Ethical business management, reducing corruption and providing ethical leadership is important for Africa, and I don't need to say much about that. And finally, international trade. And we're doing this because being part of an international community provides greater stability, prosperity, and the opportunities for economic growth. We're providing two types of degree, one with a foundation year, because a lot of people in Africa don't necessarily have the A-level qualifications that we would see in the UK, and they don't get that higher secondary education. So they can join with a foundation year and then move on to the degree. We only need £1,500 per student per academic year. In the UK, this is £9,250, and for an international student that was coming to the UK, it would be £13,000 plus all the expenses of coming to the UK and living and all the other sort of things. So we're securing student education for almost a tenth of the price that it would be in the UK at the same quality. So what I need from you is to provide some donations, and if you donate, you'll receive monthly updates on the progress of our students. If you donate £100, we will get a female student enrolled and start her on her journey. If you donate £500, you'll secure equipment for her learning. If you donate £1,500, you will have a named female student, and she will receive 1 academic years of tuition. And finally, if you donate £6,000, you will get 1 named female student, and they will receive 4 years education for free. And that's one of the most important gifts that you could give anybody, changing their careers, changing their families' opportunities, and changing their dependence. Just to go and talk to you about the team, my name is David Bozward. I have a long history of being entrepreneurial, but also being an educational leader. I'm supported by Deepak Pathak, who is part of our fundraising team, who's leading that fundraising team. Dr. Matthew Rogers-Draycott, who is looking after the operations and the program delivery. And I'm also supported by 3 fantastic advisors. I've got Michael, who is ex-Deloitte and Ernst Young and is running his own startup, which is called Skillsizee. I've got Ed, ex-commanding officer, and is also doing business development for Oasthouse. And I've got Costa, who's a founder of Impact Ventures and also a super connector who will connect our students and our businesses with other people around the world. So we have a really good group of staff and a really good advisors to make this work. And more importantly, we want to provide the quality education that these young female students deserve at a price that we can afford, and we can try and get out there as much as possible. In short, we're looking for £25,000 to support a group of female students in Sub-Saharan Africa to start their university education. Every penny will be spent on delivering this education, and you can be assured that you will be notified, you'll receive emails about their journey, and you will be part of their journey moving forward. If you have any questions, then please add them and contact us. Thank you very much for listening, and I wish you well. Bye-bye.